Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd kick the year off talking through all the things I used up at the back end of last year. I checked my YouTube channel and it was 3 months ago that I uploaded my last empties. I'm at my dinner table and I've got everything all laid out and we're going to start skincare, makeup, hair care, then body care, and I'm going to give you a rating out of 5, whether I purchase it again or not. But also just a quick disclaimer, I am filming a monthly vlog at the moment where I talk more about this. Moving into the new year, I'm going to be only using stuff which is 100% cruelty free. In the EU, everything has to be cruelty free, but there's sort of like a moral loophole about trading in China. Again, when that's uploaded, I talk more about it there. So there's some of these products that I think are good and I am going to talk about them in this video, but I might not necessarily purchase them again because they're not cruelty free. And this is one of them. So this is by Garnier. This is their Micellar cleansing water, the standard one with the pink cap. This is really effective and it's a really good price point, but unfortunately Garnier do trade in China, so I won't be purchasing this anymore. It's available, it's widely available, it's cheap and cheerful, but you know, for me personally, that's something that I'm not going to buy again. If I'm to give it out of 5, I'd give this 4 out of 5. It doesn't really hurt my eyes when I use it. Have I got any more cleansers? Yes, I do. So I've got this cleanser by Earle. It's the Cleanse and Polish. This is a limited edition scent one. This is the Rose and Cedrat. Probably not pronouncing that correctly, version of the Cleanse and Polish. I really like the Cleanse and Polish. It's super duper gentle. It's like really like no bells, no whistles, but in a good way. Like it's just very comprehensive cream cleanser. I personally use this in the shower. It's really super gentle and doesn't leave your skin feeling stripped or anything. I would also give this one a 4 out of 5 and I would purchase this one again because it's cruelty free, yay! And last on the cleanser front, I have this bad boy by Beauty Pie. This is their JapanFusion Pure Transforming Cleanser. I'm gonna just go straight in. I've already repurchased it. It's a 5 out of 5, would recommend to a friend. It's kind of the texture of PVA glue, but not sticky. It's really hard to describe unless you've used it. It really does have that sort of milky sort of feeling on the skin. It's a super duper nice cleanser. This is what I use to take my makeup off at the end of the day, and I miss it when I don't have it. So I love having this in stock. One of Beauty Pie's best products, in my opinion, is this cleanser right here. So definitely would recommend. I've got a scrub here to talk about by L'Oreal. This is their Pure Clay Glow Scrub. Again, this is a product that I like to use in the shower. I find my skin responds well to both chemical and physical exfoliants and a mixture of the two. So that's why I like having something like this in my routine. This is like an all natural, like it's not got any beads or anything in that, so if that's something that you're worried about. And it's also got some clay in, which is sort of good for sort of spots and that. I'm actually really breaking out at the moment because I've completely neglected my skincare routine, but yeah, again, unfortunately this is something that I won't be purchasing again because it's by L'Oreal. But as I said, you know, if that's not something that bothers you, like it is a nice sort of daily physical exfoliant. It's not too harsh, I find. Yeah, as I said, I like to use it in the shower just to sort of give my skin a quick exfoliation, and it did that. So out of 5, I would give it a 3.5, I would say. Not for any other particular reason than it did what it said, but it didn't go above and beyond or anything like that, so it's fine. I've got a mask to talk about, and this is by the Steinherr for Primark range. This is their Pore Balance Super Detox Clay Mousse Face Mask. And as you can see, it was £5. I really like this. So clay as a skincare ingredient is super duper cheap, and you can get some ridiculously expensive clay masks, which I just don't see the merit in that. Like I don't see, like, because I know that clay as an ingredient isn't that expensive, so that's why I'm happy to get down and dirty with sort of a Primark version. Although yeah, it's vegan, not tested on animals, all that fun stuff. I need to actually double check, and that's the thing, like I'm new to double checking that everything is cruelty free, but I'm fairly certain that this is. Again, I'll need to double check that. And also, like, because it's a mousse mask, it's really light on the skin, it's really easy to take off. It doesn't like pull at your skin or make your skin red. Really nice, twice a week on the skin, and if it is cruelty free, I would recommend. But yes, it mentions that it's vegan on the back. I am fairly certain that they don't trade in China actually, so yeah, I really would recommend that if you want just like a nice easy clay mask in your cupboard ready to go. Although what I will say, because it's a pump, this pump can get a little bit clogged up if you haven't used it in a while, and like absolutely fly everywhere when you squirt it. So, but it's a nice comprehensive easy clay mask to use, and I would give it 3.5 out of 5. Again, it does what it says, but it doesn't go above and beyond. A mask that does go above and beyond is by The Ordinary. This is their Salicylic Acid 2% mask. I put this in my top 19 favorites of 2019, and for a reason. I think this does everything I want in a mask in one, where usually I would have to multi-mask. It has like exfoliation properties, but also those deep cleaning properties to it. And again, like, you know, it's sort of a blemish prone skin, but I think everyone can sort of benefit from having a type of mask like this in their routine. It's super easy to use. You leave it on for 10 minutes, and yeah, I see a difference when I use this. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5. Would recommend to a friend, would 100% repurchase. I absolutely love The Ordinary. I think they're fantastic, and this was a new product for them last year, and I think it was fantastic. So I would recommend this over this mask, but they do different things, even though they sort of both have like a heavy clay content in them. This one does more, so that's why I've given it a high score. Do I have any more masks? No, I do not. Although I guess I don't really know where to put this. This is the Liz Earle Gentle Face Exfoliator. I would not recommend this on the face for me personally. This is, as it says, a gentle exfoliator. It is a physical exfoliant. I found that this left a bit of a sort of film, not film on my skin, but it definitely has quite a lot of moisturizing properties to it, which I found too heavy for my skin personally. If you have drier skin than I do, or just dry skin in general, I would look into this as a gentle exfoliant if that's something that you're after. But for me personally, it wasn't something that I would use again, but I did use it up by exfoliating my hands. So that's how I used it up. I sort of used it on my face a handful of times and I just didn't like it, and yeah, it just sort of felt quite heavy on the face, which yeah, for me is not something that I necessarily want, but it was really good exfoliator on my hands. So I would give this a 2 out of 5 because it's one of those products that just because it doesn't work for me, I believe it would work well for other people with a different sort of skin type to me. But for me personally, it's something that I wouldn't buy again, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend for somebody with a similar skin type. What have we got next? Okay, let's go for some water serum, shall we? Oh, I guess this is an exfoliator. This is by Beauty Pie. This is their Plantastic Micropeeling Super Drops. I really like these. I would give these a 4 out of 5. This is just a really nice chemical exfoliant which you can use daily, she says. Yeah, I believe you can use this daily. It's a nice chemical exfoliant which I would use in the evening. I like using sort of like either an exfoliating toner or sort of, yeah, chemical exfoliant in the evening, and this one was gentle enough in the day. I feel like in this packaging always makes it look a little bit more hardcore than what it is. Like, as I said, I did use this daily and my skin didn't react badly. In fact, it reacted quite well to using it, and you'd be surprised at how long this will last. Again, like, I mean, it is quite a big bottle. Like, if you want to compare it to sort of a bottle from The Ordinary, it's I think 50 milliliters. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it does last quite a long time, and I guess the dropper is really nice to sort of put the right amount for your face in, sort of, rather than like oversaturating a cotton pad. I did personally use it in the palms of my hand, straight on my face, and I would buy this again and I would recommend. I have got the triple threat of water-based serums from The Ordinary that I like, so let's go in order of application, shall we? I've got the hyaluronic acid. I really enjoy using a hyaluronic acid in my routine because it gives hydration as opposed to moisturization. I like, obviously, my skin to be hydrated, but with the type of skin that I have, I am sort of careful with how much moisturizers and stuff that I put on it because I don't want to break out. And I find hyaluronic acid is just a really versatile product. I also really enjoy soaking under eye pads and putting hyaluronic acid on it, and I just think it's something that everyone can benefit from. It can be used by basically anyone. In fact, I gave my mum a bottle of this for Christmas, actually. I wanted to get her a little something extra, and I thought, well, you know, I don't know what she's using in her skin routine, but like, even though she's obviously older than I am, she could get benefits from it just as I do. So, and it's a product that I like, and this hyaluronic acid is really nice to use. It's not that sticky or anything like that. I would give this a 4.5 out of 5, and I would purchase again and recommend. Love it. Next up, I have got the Niacidimide by The Ordinary. By the way, these two now come in like bumper size. You can get like 60 milliliter versions of these, which I am actually tempted to get. The Niacidimide is kind of their blemish prone spot fighting treatment that they have. It's got zinc in it as well. It's got high strength vitamin and mineral blemish formula. So this kind of keeps blemishes at bay and sort of keeping everything nice and ticking over. I really like this. I can see why it's a hero product. Again, 4.5 out of 5, would recommend, would buy this again if you're somebody who, I mean, everybody deals with spots at some point, and I find that this spot treatment, or sort of like spot fighting treatment, doesn't necessarily like dry your skin out or anything like that and sort of like make your skin more irritated. It just sort of does it without, you know, taking all the moisture out of your skin. It's just really gentle. Well, it feels gentle, but it does what it says, if that makes sense. Anyway, love it. And last but certainly not least, The Ordinary Alpha Arbutin. I love this product. I never hear anybody else talk about it, so I'm gonna sing it from the rooftops. I love this product. It's alpha arbutin 2% plus hyaluronic acid. And again, it's very similar formula to the other two where it's sort of a water-based formula. And it just brightens the skin and sort of evens out the skin tone. Like for me nowadays, it's less so much spots that I'm dealing with, but more just overall congestion. And I find that this does a fantastic job of clearing that out and sort of keeping my skin clear and bright. And yeah, just amazing. Would 100% recommend this. I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. This is my favorite Ordinary product, and it was also my top 19 of 2019 for good reason. I think it's phenomenal. I guess we should go in the order of skincare application. I've got an eye cream to talk about here. This is the Chi Energy eye cream by Beauty Pie. I bought this thinking that it was kind of similar to the ginseng eye cream by the Ordinary, not by the Ordinary, sorry, by the Origins, because again, it also has ginseng in it. But actually I found them different, which is interesting because I didn't actually particularly like the Origins eye cream. I found it was just a bit meh. And that's the thing, I think with eye creams, unless you're going for a super duper anti-aging one, it's just keeping things nice and moisturized. My top criteria of an eye cream is making sure that it doesn't irritate my eyes, which this one doesn't. So there we go, that's great. And it wasn't a pain to use. I would use it again. I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5 because it was nice to use, it was easy to use, it wasn't a pain to use. But again, with eye creams, I feel like really see the results, I don't know. It was fine. It was good. No, it was good. It was good. But again, it just didn't go above and beyond. So would recommend that. And last for skincare, I have this product by, again, The Ordinary. This is the Azelaic suspension. Again, this is another product which battles sort of brightness and congestion in the skin, and I really do like this. I've already repurchased it. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5. Would recommend. It's a multifunctioning brightening formula, so again, it works to sort of brighten the skin, clear the skin of congestion and all that stuff, and I think it does it really well. And with those three water-based serums, I find that they all layer really nicely with one another. Because this is a cream-based one, you put it on last, but it doesn't pill or anything like that. It just sort of really, it almost feels like, I don't want to say silicone-y because often like in skincare that's seen as a bad thing, although does it have silicone in? I don't know if it does or not. But it just goes on really nicely and sinks in really nicely to the skin. So if you wanted to put a moisturizer over the top of it, I would find having this in your routine wouldn't necessarily over saturate your skin. So I think it works really well in cohesion with another moisturizer on top as well, even though it's a cream-based product. Anyway, that is everything for skincare. Moving on to makeup, shall we? I've got one skin-based product. Could have worded that better. This is the Skin Perfecting Tinted Moisturiser by Beauty Pie. I use the shade Fair. I really like this. If you like the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser, this is a dead ringer for it. I definitely think this is a massive dupe for that product. It's also cheaper than their foundation, which I know I've spoken about on this channel before. My shade's personally quite expensive at the moment. I actually got in contact with them when they mentioned about dynamic pricing on their Instagram. I sort of messaged like, hey, like, I appreciate like 50p's whatever, but $5 is a lot more. And it was to do with like a certain batch of that colour to order in. Either way, once that batch is gone, it'll be cheaper. But anyway, I ain't buying from this batch. But this product, yeah, if you like a tinted moisturiser, you like something easy and breezy to put on with your hands, I'd point you in this direction. It's a great daily base with a good amount of coverage, but not too much. Easy to wear, easy to use. 4.5 out of 5, would recommend. And I would repurchase. I haven't repurchased at the moment because I've got a few other products that are kind of like in this realm that I'm using, but I would happily use it again. I have got a concealer to talk about. This is by NYX. This is their HD Studio Photogenic Concealer in CW01. I really like this because it has a nice peachy tone to it, which is really good for under eyes, which is where I use this. I would recommend this again. I'm gonna give this a I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Easy to get hold of, really blendable, and like a really like good amount, like the coverage to thickness ratio I think is really good. I think you get a good amount of coverage for how thin the product is. I didn't find like it overly creased or anything like that, and it was a really easy product to work with. I haven't currently repurchased it again because I'm trying to get through a few concealers, but I would happily use this one again, and I would repurchase. I do have a setting powder / finishing powder product. This is by the Hourglass, and absolutely smashed the pan on this one. This is their ambient lighting powder in the colour Ethereal Light. This is expensive, and I'm not gonna skirt around that. It's, I think, £42. I think I thought it was 38, but it's definitely 42 quid. This lasted me about 2 years. I use a duo fibre brush and I lightly dust it over my face, over my whole face though. For sort of price per like longevity, like it does last you a really long time, like one of their full-size ones, but I know that you can get minis as well. So maybe that's something to explore before you sort of jump into the full splurge. I feel like for somebody who might have like spots and stuff, this might be a really scary product, but actually it's just, it puts like a light veil of like almost creaminess of your face. That's the best way to describe it. It's brightening, it just sort of evens everything out in just the there's nothing like it. I know Beauty Pie have brought out like a palette which is kind of similar, but nothing that's like a all over face powder. So I'm looking to see what that's like. I imagine they are working on that. I would purchase this again. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It is expensive, so it's not something that I'm rushing back to use because I do have other powders that I'm currently using, but ultimately I would purchase it again. You know, Space NK do deals every now and again where it's like spend 60 quid, only pay 45, so it'd be something that I would hold out for a deal. They're also vegan as well. They're vegan and cruelty-free Hourglass. They're the first luxury brand I know of that has really made that forefront of their sort of mission statement, so I'm definitely happy to support them. And if you like luxury beauty, Hourglass is a phenomenal brand, and yeah, so would recommend and I would repurchase. I do have a setting spray to talk about. This is by Gerard Cosmetics, and this is their Slay It All Day setting spray, and I have the cucumber scent. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't purchase this again. The smell, like it's almost like had like eucalyptus in it as well. It was very like alcohol heavy and very sharp. I went for the cucumber one thinking it would be like a little bit lighter. They do a whole host of scents slash colors as well, which again is something that I wouldn't necessarily want to put on my face unless it was like a color-based product. Although I don't think the green came out of my face. It was bright green. I don't know if you're able to see in the bottom there. It was fine. It did what it said. It was very alcohol based. The sprayer I didn't particularly like. I would give this a 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, I guess it said that it did what it would, but I didn't enjoy using it. The smell went away fairly quickly, but I just think there are better products out there for me personally, but it was fine. And last for makeup, I have a lipstick. Yeah, that's right, I went through a whole lipstick. This is the Velour Liquid Lipstick by Jeffree Star in the colour Red Rum. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but this is absolutely disgusting. And yeah, I went to use it one day and it's like completely like congealed, used up, the whole lot. I know it looks like I haven't used any of it, but it's completely dried out. I would purchase this again. Again, it's one of those things, I have a bunch of red liquid lipsticks, some from Jeffree Star, obviously some from other brands as well. So I haven't like gone out and repurchased this sort of currently, but I would recommend it as a sort of blue-based red. It is a really, really nice colour, and I really like for that liquid lipstick look, like that sort of block colour liquid lipstick look. I think these are really good, and they're really good on a night out, because I don't find that they transfer or anything like that. So I would recommend, and I would repurchase it again, but as I said, like I've currently got a few, so I would like to get through a few more before I added it back into my collection. But yeah, it was good. It was a really good one. Oh wait, I lied. I do have one more. We're not gonna, 5 out of 5. This is the 10-year limited edition tattoo liner by Kat Von D. I'm not gonna lie to you. The reason I bought this was because it was on sale, because it was in gold packaging. It's the same product, it's the same black liner that I'm currently wearing. Like, I mean, it comes out a little bit still on the back of my hand. I have used this liner most days for 5 years, so you could say, I did mention in my yearly favourites video that this is the product of the decade, and I stand by that statement. It's a big statement to make, but it's one that I believe in. I love this eyeliner. I've spoken about it so many times over the years on my channel, so I'm not going to stay here too long. But if you want a black liner, go for this one. It's worth the hype, worth the money. I love it. Anyway, moving on to hair care. I'm not going to stay here too long either, because I did a whole video on these products. These are the Function of Beauty hair care products. I'm just going to direct you to that video if you're particularly interested in them. Out of 5, I would give them a 4 out of 5. And I'm going to put a question mark on whether I would purchase them again. It's one of those things, these are expensive products, but they're also tailor-made to you, so that obviously is going to affect the price. I want to see how I feel when I go back to a sort of off over-the-counter, on the shelf hair care regimen and see if I really notice the difference within my hair before I go back and purchase another bottle. As I mentioned in my video when I talked about them, I didn't cancel my subscription, so I am actually currently using them right now. A bit of a question mark. I wouldn't not buy them again, but also I want to see if there is any real value for me personally. Anyway, I would just watch that video if I was you. I'm a lot more coherent about them. For another washing product, I have this mask kit. This is by Label M. This is their intensive mask, a massive tub of it. What I would say is I would prefer this in like a pump bottle. I don't believe that this is too thick, that it wouldn't work like that, just because I find like in these tubs you go through so much unnecessarily, whereas like with a pump you've got a little bit more control. But I do think it's a really nice comprehensive mask. I buy, as you can see, this type of stuff in bulk, so it is a little bit cheaper. I would give this probably a 4 out of 5 as well, and I would purchase this mask again actually. I'm currently using one, funnily enough, by Beauty Pie, but I would happily repurchase this and use this again. I think Label M is a really good hair care brand and I like it. I also have 2 spray products to go through. This is the Volumizing Dry Shampoo and the Do It All 3-in-1 Texture Spray, both by Salon Graphics. These are a new brand to Boots, which I discovered at the end of last year, and I really liked both of these products. The dry shampoo is really good, particularly if you've got dark hair like myself, and also a fringe, because I found it's light enough for it not to be undetectable in the hair, but whilst also doing the dry shampooing. I find having a fringe, it can also get greasy quite quickly in comparison to the rest of my hair, so having something like this on hand was perfect. I would give this a 4 out of 5. It's one of those products that I do think it is really good, and I would recommend for somebody with a similar hair colour and fringe situation as myself. It is a little bit more expensive, and I do find that other dry shampoos I'm happy to save on, if that makes sense. I mean, it's £7, it's not, you know, breaking the bank or anything, but I would get this if it was on offer. And this one also ended up in my top 19 of 2019 products. The texture spray I think is probably the best that I've tried at this price point. Again, I think it's around £7 and it works really nicely in the hair. I would recommend this. I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. Finding a product that does this as well as it does is kind of tricky, because I find typically that you find more hairsprays than texture sprays, and I do quite like having texture in my hair. I haven't repurchased this yet, but I mean to. I am going to go repurchase it this week, I think, because I currently don't have any texture sprays, so I need to get back on that. But yeah, I would recommend and I would repurchase. And last but certainly not least, I've got 3 body products to talk about. So I'm going to start with a scrub. This one is by Soap & Glory. This is their Sugar Crush Body Scrub. I love the smell of the Sugar Crush range. It smells like it's limey deliciousness, so it's kind of like a margarita in your shower. I really like this sugar scrub as well. Again, it's kind of like in one of those like tubs. I don't know if I would prefer it in a tube, but that being said, I would happily repurchase this again. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. And yeah, I just find it sort of does what it says. It disperses, it's like thick enough that it will exfoliate, but thin enough that you can spread it over your body quite easily. I don't currently have a scrub in my shower, so maybe whilst I'm in Boots buying these, I'll pick up a scrub as well. But yeah, I do always notice a difference when I do exfoliate my body properly, and I would happily use this one again. I also have a body wash from Soap & Glory. This is their Bubble in Paradise. This smells like, it's like fruit salads or like rhubarb, like the rhubarb hard sort of boiled sweets. That's kind of what it smells like. That's what it reminds me of, like sort of rhubarb and custard. Yeah, that is what it is, rhubarb and custard. So if you like that, you can smell like it now. I would give this a 4 out of 5. It does what it says on the tin. I think for the size of the product that you get, it's really good value. I really do enjoy Soap & Glory products. Again, they're usually always on a 3 for 2. So I'm always happy to pick this up, and this does sort of last a really long time. Really enjoy it. Would use it again, whether it's this scent or another scent. I think this one's quite fruity, as it is called, Cool and Fruity. Fruity and exotic, just like me. But yeah, I would use it again. And the last product is by Neutrogena. Now this one ended up in a favourites video, and this is probably my favourite body moisturiser of recent times. So I've really gotten into the habit of moisturising my body as soon as I get out of the shower, and this one is really great, particularly for the summer, which is mainly when I use this. It says this one's for normal to dry skin. This is their Hydra Boost Body Gel Cream, which has hyaluronic acid in, which you know from earlier. It's a product that I really enjoy in my skincare routine. I find that this gel cream is a really good way to describe it. It sinks in really quickly to the skin, so if you're somebody who showers in the morning and then is going to work, this one I think is a really good one. And yeah, I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. I really did enjoy this product. I would happily purchase it again. Again, it's one of those situations, like I've currently got like a body butter in my shower because I've got it to use up, but once I've gotten through a few of my stuff, I would definitely repurchase this one, again, because it's Neutrogena, so it's a nice price point. Oh wait, actually, I don't know if Neutrogena are cruelty free. I'd have to look into that. It'd be a shame if they're not, or I've got a funny feeling that they probably aren't. Ah well. Anyway, It was good whilst it lasted. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I am currently at 28 minutes. Wow. I felt like I was going really quick through those, but evidently not. I did have quite a lot to get through though. If there's any sort of videos you'd like to see from me, any cruelty-free products that you would like to recommend to me, I would love to hear from that down below. And if not, I shall see you soon. Bye!